Hello everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday night Eventide stream. How is everyone doing here this fine Tuesday night? We got a good crowd here tonight. Welcome. It is the start of August. It is the week of Gen Con. How time does fly. Although, boy, for me it's been flying in 8 different directions and has been for a few months now. Things are starting to clear up, but we're not quite through the Siege Perilous just yet. We've got some other things still going on in my life that are slowing me down, but progress is still being made, albeit slowly. I think, the past few months have been pretty difficult for me, just between some pretty heavy work responsibilities and some Hope Finder stuff, and frankly, some personal stuff, and that's just made it tough. But, we still are making some progress here and there, catch as catch can. And I think the last big Hope Finder hurdle is about to be cleared, and that returns all of my free time back over to this, which I'm really looking forward to. Because there's so much to do. And I'm looking forward to getting back to it. So... yeah, the heat does need to stop. I agree with that. It's not too terrible up here. We're running high 70s, low 80s most days. Which isn't terrible, but none of us have AC. So that always puts a kink in my plans. Yeah, day job is always an ongoing struggle. All will become clear soon enough. But yeah, I've had a busy few months. So, tonight here, folks, what I figured we'd do is one of the things that I'm looking forward to doing is I want to lay out the Gloamling. So, the Gloamling and the Penumbrist, at some point in time, I'm going to release a separate kind of PDFs. Just, here's the ancestry, here's the class. Just have those kind of out there and be separate. But to do that, I need to lay them out. So, tonight, what I figured I'd do is play around with layout. This isn't something I've done too much of for folks here on stream, and layout is a tricky beast. So to make this happen, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my layout for this. Let's see here. And I'm going to want to make sure I've got this saved. Okay, I do. All right. Oh, all right. Well, that brought up part of it. Okay. Let's see where the rest of it is. Oh, it's huge. Okay. The joy of doing stuff like this live. Especially when I'm playing with windows that I haven't tweaked necessarily. Okay. This isn't gonna quite work. Let me go and make sure I've got all of it. There we go. We're going to go ahead and cover me up for this so that folks can see my entire layout. So this is InDesign. InDesign is a complicated little beastie. But here we've got the main layout. This is my blank template, right? Nothing too special about it. I've got, you can see over on my right here, actually, you can't, because that's dropped off too. Damn it. There we go. You can see I've got the master pages set up. And these basically are just the blank page templates. And down here, this is just, pages applied. So I'm going to go ahead and grab copy the master. I'm going to drag it down here so that now I've got some extra pages to work with. I'm actually going to start on page 2. Page 1 will be the title page. I'm not going to lay out the title page right now. I'm going to start on this page right here. And we've got the Gloamling. I do have a Gloamling piece of art. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go big on splash on that. Let me play around with something here. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and create a rectangular frame. We're going to make it the entire half of this image right to there. Okay. So there we've got a whole half-page image. Let me go ahead and... Contents is going to be a graphic, that's fine. And then file, place. And let me go into my art assets here. Got a background texture here I'm playing around with. This may be bigger than I want, or not big enough. Let me take a peek here. Before I make any decisions on that, let me go and do the next step, which is to grab... I'm going to go ahead and create a second frame. And in this one, I'm going to go ahead and place my Gloamling. Nope. As you can see here, it's pretty low res. I can fix that. Also make it so that this goes all the way out to the edge. Doesn't need to go all the way out to the top. But as far as the image, let me go ahead and put display performance at high. That way we get it at full. There we go. Kind of like that. Kind of fun. Okay, so I don't know that that's final, but I'm going to leave it there for now and see how I feel about it. I might want to layer in, you know, some text here. Actually, let me delete that. I'm going to go ahead and make a box that fits in here. I'm going to change this box to be a text box. I mean, that's clearly not what I want, but that's okay. That font is terrible. Go ahead and change it to that. It's a much better font. Let's go ahead and bring the size up quite a bit. Oop. All right. And arrange, we'll go ahead and bring this to the front. Maybe that'll work. Maybe. Arrange. We're going to go ahead and send this back a step. Now, let's go ahead and arrange and send this. Yep. Send that to the back. So that now this is in front. That might be some, I don't know, we'll play around. I'm not totally enamored on that, but all right. So So what you're seeing there, that's kind of the base start. So I'm just trying to lay out some pages here, and the next thing I need to do is flow text. The text here is not flowed. I've already got it set up. You can see there are guide boxes in here. These guide boxes are specifically made so that, you know, I can flow text in them. I can create text boxes in those if I want. That will give me some more finite control. It will also create them automatically. So, let me go ahead and start flowing in some text. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a place. And I'm going to go and grab my text document here. And you'll notice it just tried to throw it into the thing because I didn't have anything selected. So I went and backed out of that, Control-Z'd, and that's going to give me a text prompt here that I can work with, and that'll start flowing it in. So that should have flowed it directly into the box size there, and it did. So now if I go up to the selection tool here, I should be able to grab the overflow text and continue flowing. As you can see, we're starting to get some text here. I need more pages. So let me go and drop in another set of pages. Go back up here. Select this text. Grab more of it. Bring it down here. We'll flow it again. Flow it again. Flow it again. And this one didn't quite. You'll notice sometimes they don't always flow directly to the top. Now, that won't matter too terribly much, because I do have a grid set. And the grid basically forces my lines, my text to sit on certain lines. So if the box isn't quite the right size, as long as it's not too short, it still sits at the right spot. You'll notice the lines line up between columns. So where are we at? We're at 13. Still not there. We're going to go ahead and throw another spread in. I doubt we'll need this entire spread, because I think I only have about one column left here. Was it not even one column? It was not even one column. It's literally one line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Control-Z all of that, including the placement, because we're over by just a hair. And we probably don't need to keep that over because we can fix this another way. So, I do want to play around with a few things here. So first of all, in my initial layout of this first page, you'll notice we've got this bit of kind of flavor text here. I'm going to go ahead and select this whole thing. And we're just going to go ahead and Control Exit out. So I have it in the box now. I'm going to create another text box over this area here. We're going to go ahead and content-wise change it to text. Select that box. And we're going to place all that text. It's overflowing by a little. I'm wondering if I bring it down a line it won't. Okay. Now you'll notice it's all overrunning here. If I select this box... let's see. Where is it? Text wrap. So I can bring up the text wrap panel and change it so that the text wraps around this box, which means automatically now it's given enough space. This is good, but I may want to turn this into something a little different. So let me go ahead and select all this. The text here is over by, I'm flowing into that next line by just a little. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't drop my leading down just a hair. There it is. Currently at 0. If I take it down to -10, I'm fine. But if I don't have to take it down to -10, I won't, and I don't. However, before I'm going to call that done, I do need to go in here and... where is it at? I'm trying to remember. Object. No, it's not fitting. Flipping path. No, 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 no. Type. Here. Text frame option. So inset spacing, I can do a thing where so you'll notice I just created a little bit of an indent. Really small right now. So let's go ahead and take it to... so 0.125 is clearly too much. But I feel like that's pretty good. Now, one other thing I can do is I can make this box... Alt B? Was not. Text frame options. I can make it ignore text wrap. Which means if I move it, it won't... oh no, it still totally is. That's weird. I had it ignoring text wrap, but maybe the font is what's not ignoring. Okay, well, in that case, I might as well not bother with that. Okay, I don't really need to do that. So, let's see. Next thing, I want to go into colors here. Actually, let me go to... what? Not that. It occurs to me that when I go to these side windows, you all can't see them. That's not very useful. Let's see what happens if I open up a properties box. Oh, you can't see any of it. Okay, well that makes this far less intuitive. Huh. Okay. Well, suffice to say, I'm trying to find the damn setting to allow me to add a border. Let's see. Window. Oh, that's what I wanted. No, that's it. There it is. Okay, hold on here. I found it. Alright, so I need to change the fill. I can do something like... no, we don't want to do that. I think I actually want something a little bit more blue. That's definitely too bright. We'll go with that for now. I like that. And then for the stroke, we can go with one of the darker blues. It's at 1 point. You'll notice that did make my text overflow again. And bring that down a hair. Let me go back into the leading here and see if I can bring this. If I bring it down to 10, that will do it. Okay. I didn't want to have to go down to -10. But it worked, so we'll use it for now. So I may also be able to drop this, because it's not strictly needed. And then we've got something more like that, which is fine. What I'm trying to do is get it so that Heritages starts on the top of a spread here. From a layout perspective, that is the cleanest way to do this. So I think I'm starting to be in pretty good shape. What I do want to do is probably get these abilities out into their own kind of layout as well. So let me do a thing here. Let me go and grab all these. Go ahead and Control X those. And then I'm going to select this text box. And I'm going to bring it out and just see if I can get everything in one column. And I can, but it requires it to be that wide, because I'm losing a lot of space. So that's not gonna work. But what I can probably do is create another text box that just places these over by themselves, or maybe even does something like this. Go around and play with this content, change it to text. All right, so that's, let's see, text wrap. And that, change it to that. And already we're starting to get close. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring this in. Let me go again into... Nope. In here. Text frame options. Do that. And then in properties. This does not have the right color in it that I want. To grab the right color, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and open up one of my adventures. I'm going to open up the layout for Wolfram's Fate. So here's the trick. I could go and, frankly, copy paste or go in here and find the colors that I'm using for these text boxes. But I don't want to do that, because that takes too much work. So instead, I'm just going to copy paste one of the text boxes into this adventure, which is going to add the swatches to my library. You'll notice that fill color is too damn dark. But I know why that is. And it's because if I click this one and click fill, it's at only 70% opacity. So if I go to this one and change it to 70%, it will now be the same. 2-point border versus a 1-point border. There's the 2. There we go. And now I can just delete that. Welcome to my quick hack about getting color swatches to transfer from one document to another. Just open the other one, copy, paste something of the thing you want over, and now you have the swatches. You can go in and copy them. You could also create a swatch library, which I really should do for this project, right? You can create in Adobe a swatch library. I know this thing exists. I'm just too lazy. I just haven't done it yet. But you can create a library that allows you to load the colors up into your document. But that's the lazy way to do it. That's the I want to get that color, but I don't remember the exact number for it. I'm just gonna go copy it. So there we go. As you can see, that's now coming together nicely. So what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and change this box. You know, I just realized something. What do we... Huh. Probably put a name on that, right? What do we call those things? Boy, I don't know. We don't actually call that bar anything. So, I mean, being like, you know, or something, right? You know, it should say something. Well, we'll just make it a little bigger then. I'm gonna narrow this down. Let's go ahead and get it centered, because it's not right now. Okay, so the question is, where do we put it? I think the right place to put it is maybe down at the bottom of the column. And then let me get this text box to the right spot, because that's clearly wrong. Okay, so let me go ahead and move this up. All right, perfect. And then the wrap right now, need to give it a little bit of space. There we go. Okay, so we're almost there. I can get this full stroke up to 2. That's fine. This box is slightly off position. It is still slightly off. What is going on there? I don't have this thing precisely set snap to grid, so there we go. Still good on the other side? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. That's starting to look pretty good. I don't have Gloamling heritages ending on the page that I want exactly, but I do wonder if I bring this down a hair, does it accomplish my goal? Boy. It does. So instead, I can also, let's see, I have this document open. What font do I use here? I use Olicana. What happens if I go and make this Olicana? It needs to be bigger. If we make it Olicana 16, that might work. But I need to change it to this Olicana 16. So now it's too long. How too long is the question. That too long. And that screws up my goal here. So don't suppose we can make this any smaller and have it work. 15 might work. Ooh, that's very close. So we're over by a line. Huh. There it is. Nope. The question is, can I get 14.5? No, I cannot. Not without dropping this just a hair. That's the other thing you can do with this. I could also, like, center it and do stuff like that. That's not too bad. We'll leave it like that for now. I may revisit it. Huh. How long has this been wrong? Okay. So, alright. There's that. There's that. Let's go down here and take a look at how all of this is setting out. So one thing that I probably want to do is I want to take all of these and I want to set them off by just a little bit by just giving them a nudge. We'll do that. Stat body plus stat body. What is going on there? This is Calibri, and this is Inter. Oh, are the feats all Inter as well? They are. Okay, all the rules text is Inter. All right. Well, let me go into stat body. I need to get into the preferences here, and I realize you may not be able to see these because I don't think it shows you my pop-up window. But I'm going into hyphenation, and I'm turning off hyphenate. I don't want it hyphenating anywhere. Generally speaking, you can just kind of turn that off. In most game design documents. We tend not to use it. So, looking at my layout here, what I'm looking for now is, well, first of all, I'm over by a bit. Text, overset text. I missed that. Okay, and there. Okay, so I'm overset in 2 spots. The overset here should be easy enough to fix. Okay, so now we're down to 1 error. That's good. And this text now lines up again. Society starts at the top. Description is there. Boy. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to start moving this up. And I'm going to move it up because of a weird problem. I'm going to unlock this. Bottom I'm going to take to 0. Top I'm going to take to 0. Okay, I think we're almost there. Let's move this up a bit more. Boy, that's a bit of a mess. Okay, I'm gonna move back down. The Tiger is asking about why I'm not using full justification. I actually will. I just don't have it set up that way right now. No worries, we'll get there. I just haven't done it yet. Here, I'm going to go ahead and increase the leading by a bit to get it to fill out that last line so I don't have a uneven page bottom. But I think this is pushed a little over. And I can probably fix that by bringing back a line here. Nope, not getting it there. I'm getting it there, but not quite in the way that I want. How much am I over? A line. I need one line. Why did that not do it? It should have done it. Okay. So yeah, in regards to the full justification, what's going on here is if I go to this text here, this is stat body. If I go into the stat body text, I need to just basically make sure it's full justified. Which is justification. Oh, that's weird. That body justification is supposed to be full justified, but this is overriding. So what happens if I go in and clear the overrides? This one? So that didn't undo it. So why are you telling me that you are full justified when you're not? Odd. So generally speaking, you want to let your styles do the work for you. So this is stat body. Stat body is supposed to be full justified. If I check other parts like body text and I look at its settings and I go to justification and it says full justify. Oh, that might be it. Hold on here. Let me go check it. That body... Oh, nope. Stop doing that. You go in here. That body settings. Indents and spacing. There it is. Okay, so there we go. That fixed all of them. It just took a second. Okay. I was checking for it in, if you're in your, style options, there is a justification tab, and there is a thing in here, but it is for single word justification, as opposed to in indents and spacing, you have general alignment, which should fix it for the whole thing. So, that took care of the whole document. Now, this actually made it so that I'm actually a hair short, right? The whole thing, hair short. I do think there's a couple things I can fix. First of all, the dividers for the various levels of feats are pretty lackluster here. These are supposed to be H3s, and the H3s are coming in at pretty small. I don't think these can be full H2s, which are 18 point. But I'm wondering what would happen if I make them 16. Would they at least have more presence? They would. And then, in addition to that, I could decide that these get an underline as well. Border. Yeah, I don't want it on all of them, so we're going to go ahead and turn it to off. Undo that. We're going to turn on the bottom. We're going to make the color right now that. Alright. That's not too bad. I'm going to copy this. It's a bit of a hack right now. I really probably should define this as a style. But there we go. That at least reads a bit cleaner as to where the feet levels are. Now, the only thing I want to fix, one last thing I want to fix here, because I feel like we're pretty close to something that I'd be pretty happy with, is I've just got a little bit of stuff I'd love to clean up. So let me see if I can get back 2 lines. I don't want to go down to -20 if I don't have to. That may be okay. Can I get back 1 more line here? Can I? Yes, I can. So, okay. There we go. Now that feet ends on this column and doesn't make it to the next one. The next one starts evenly. Do I end up with a little bit of dead space? I do. But that is quite okay. I just realized part of my problem with this box is that it's just too big. Why is it so big? Doesn't need to be that big. It can be that big. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and save. And I'm going to export this as a PDF. But I'm not going to do all the pages. I'm going to do... let's see, 2 through 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to not do bleeds or crops. Yeah. We'll just do PFX 2001. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go ahead and export that. I wouldn't call this done. I'm still looking at it like there are color things I need to change. Obviously, there isn't a TOC, there isn't a OGL. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's still missing from this, but the base layout is kind of there. Would I keep all the things that you see in here? I'm not sure. But now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and close it. That way we're just back to me. And I'm going to go and take a look and see what we have wrought. Let's see. View. Oh, not fit visible. All right, there we go. And let me go ahead and bring that up. Dad. Assuming I can find it. Why are you not locating it? Don't mess with me. There it is. Alright, so here is our layout. There's our kind of intro splash page. Again, I'm not done with that. I would probably put a slight shadow on it, just so that it gets some separation from the background. I would definitely go in and adjust the text. That's too boring. I would give it some texturing and some layering. I would also give that a bit of a drop shadow, so it has some depth. But I do like how the background texture works. I think it's a good contrast to the color palette here. I picked that specifically. And then when we go to the pages themselves, that's pretty nice and clean. Again, I wouldn't call this done. It's not a complete layout, but pretty close. That's it. You know, most ancestries these days are about 4 pages. This one is, well, currently it's about 3. But, you know, the other ones usually have a bit more art than this, so there's some things I can play around with here, too. I can expand some of the text, maybe add another feed or 2. But it'd be pretty straightforward. This probably be a pretty cheap PDF, but, yeah, I'm going to keep playing around with this, and I'm going to drop it to all of you, sometime here in the next couple days. Just for you guys to play around with, just to have some fun with, to have a finished-looking document. So there we go. That's it. From text to layout in 50 minutes. Not bad. So, you know, getting pieces like this put together is a good use of my time. They're ways that I can showcase off more about the world and the game, and evangelize a bit more about Eventide to everybody. So there you go, folks. That's what I have for folks tonight. As I mentioned in a previous stream, there may be a point in time here in the next few months where I have to take a bit of a break. And I'll let you know if that comes to pass, and if it does, I'll pause payments and all that kind of stuff. I don't want folks paying for stuff that they don't, that they're not getting use out of. I do realize that a bunch of you have been Eventide Lords now for a while. And for those of you who have, you've been accruing 100 words worth of content from me every month, as kind of a freelance credit. I still am keeping track of all that, and I'm going to post an update to all of you about that here soon, just to let you know what your balance is and what you might be able to get for it. Because I do want to start redeeming some of those if folks have some ideas. I think some of you are probably to the point where I could easily build characters for you, or write short, create monsters, maybe even create a short one-night game session. I mean, some of you probably have over 1,000 words now, which isn't a lot, but it is enough to do like a skeletal outline or something fun. So, yeah. There's that. So I'll let you know on all that. Yeah, we got it. Did I make any decisions about the elves? No, not yet. Not yet. I'm still weighing those. But I'm out of time here tonight, folks. I got another stream starting here in just 10. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to do a Lord stream here sometime soon. Maybe this weekend. Might wait till next weekend. I need to figure out a few details first. So, I hope you enjoyed this stream today, watching me play around in InDesign. InDesign is a very powerful, very tricky product to learn. It occurs to me that you can't see all of the pop-outs and windows that I was pulling up, which makes a little bit of that not as useful. I should be a bit more descriptive. But basically, I was just flipping through menus to turn things on and turn. Is what it is. Anyway, that's what I have tonight, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. I do appreciate it. It's all going to making this project better and better. I'm going to be sending part 2 to my editor as soon as I can finish it. She's waiting. All right. That's all I have tonight, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.